Okay, hi guys and welcome to a new episode. Today I'm going to present you another art knife made by another Italian maker, and his name is Daniele Ibba. So here's the knife. Now I don't know very much about Daniele, I must admit. I know he's quite young, he must be like about 30 years old, something like that. And I also know that he's not only a knife maker, but he's also a jeweler. And I assume he was first trained as a jeweler because he often puts diamonds and little jewels in his knives. But now anyway, he's a really good knife maker who makes really unusual knives and unusual designs that tend to have a kind of Marmite effect. Either you love them or you hate them. Personally, when I first saw this knife on photo, I wasn't really sure about the design, but when I got it in my hands, I was blown away by the quality and the craftsmanship and even the design. I found it a lot more interesting than just seeing it on a picture. This particular knife is called the Hybrid 5, so obviously he's made already 4 of this design. But I've already seen them and they are all unique. They have basically the same shape, the same idea, but they are all different. So if by any chance you can get a knife from him, you can be pretty sure that it will be unique, which is, I think, really good. What have we got there? So as you can see, we've got 2 bolsters. They are made of Devin Thomas's Damascus. It's a stainless Damascus and it's the spirograph pattern. Then we've got a carbon fiber scale. It's not an inlay, it's really a scale, as you can see. That is really nicely integrated, and I must say the adjustments are amazing. You just can't feel any gap. Of course you feel the difference of the material, but you don't feel the gap at all. Then on the top, you've still got Devin Thomas's Damascus, just to match the bolsters. On the other side, of course, it's the same. Now, as its name suggests, it's a dagger. The blade is also made of Devin Thomas Damascus. Still the same pattern with a platinum thumb stud, a blue diamond, 2 platinum inlays, 1 on each side, which is absolutely gorgeous. And there you have a bail with a platinum part and still the same Damascus. I really like the use of platinum because I think it really matches with this all black and white theme. Makes a really dark knife. Actually, I've already seen the Hybrid 4, which is the one he did just before this one. And it had golden screws and a golden thumb stud and gold over there. And the idea basically in this one was to make it all black and white. So first the idea was to put white gold on these different parts, but then the maker thought that platinum would look even better, the color would be more interesting and even more white than white gold. So I think it's a very nice touch from him to have done that. Also on the Hybrid 4 you didn't have this platinum inlay. That's really nice. Really completes the design. It also had, as I said, golden screws, and there he did Damascus screws, which are absolutely amazing. I mean, the amount of work only in the screws is insane. You've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each side, 14 custom screws. I mean, completely custom screws, completely handmade out of the same Damascus. And Daniele told me that making Damascus screws instead of golden screws is an extra work of 12 to 14 hours, which is insane. It actually decreases the overall price of the knife because you don't pay for the gold, obviously. And I think it's a lot more interesting to have these Damascus screws just because I personally give more value to work than to materials. So it's a liner lock and it's extremely smooth. Really, really, really smooth. For the tactical guys, you can even flick it like that. And it just fires open. It's very, very responsive. You can open it with the thumb stud. You can also open it with this part there. So actually the thumb stud could be removed, but I usually don't like thumb stud, but on this one, I rather like it. It's a good opportunity to put this little blue diamond in, which I think looks really cool. I love the blue color. Matches the Damascus and carbon fiber perfectly well. Focus, please. Thank you. Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's a liner lock. Blade centering, of course, is perfect. It is a beautiful knife. You've got just it's perfectly symmetric instead of the thumb stud and this little cut here, just so that the thumb stud have enough space. So yeah, a really gorgeous knife. Let's take a look at the inside now. So you can still see the Damascus for the backspacer. And again, a really nice touch. He signed on a platinum piece. And you've got two little diamonds on each side of the name of the signature with a tiny bit of yellow gold. Very nicely done. You've got these nice little, how to call them, cuts, let's say, or very discreet carving on each side of each bolster. So there's quite a lot going on this knife. It's there's a lot of pattern with the Damascus, with the carbon fiber. The design is also very complicated, so I can really understand why some people will not like this design. And I must admit, at the beginning I didn't either. But if you had this in hand, you would probably change your mind. The quality just screams at you, and yeah, the adjustments are amazing. Two things I really want to address. The first thing I've already talked about is the adjustments. Everything is perfectly made, perfectly symmetric. You don't see any gap between the scale and the bolsters. The screws are amazing. Everything is absolutely perfect. Now, the second important thing I wanted to address is that this knife is 100% handmade. I don't usually like to say that because it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, you always at some point use some machines, but what I mean by that is that there's no CNC going on, of course, but also there's no pantograph. That means all the adjustments there, he didn't use a pantograph, he did only by hand, taking off material little by little until every part adjusts perfectly. And it's really hard to combine these 2 points, I mean, already it's very difficult to make perfect adjustments, but it's even more difficult with very, very simple tools. I'll leave a link in the description below, of course, to his website, but also to a video showing photos of the work in progress of the knife. So you will see all the steps from the very beginning to the end, and while he was making this exact knife. It is very interesting. You see him making all these screws. It's crazy. It actually took him 25 days, working 10 hours a day to make this particular knife. So it just gives you an idea of the work that's behind. It's insane. Completely insane. All that work completely handmade with such tight tolerances, just to show you. There, look at that. The blade doesn't touch the handle, but you've got really tight space there. Just to show you, you can't even put a piece of paper there. It doesn't fit. So yeah, crazy tolerances, crazy adjustments for a very smooth knife. Everything is perfectly made, and everything is made by hand. That's insane. Alright, I'll leave it there for this one. Try to keep it short. As usual, please like it if you did. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.